Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. And one of the things that I've said this year that I've taken upon a resolution for me this year was to always wear a life vest when I go out in the water. I think it's so important, but we never really discuss what we should look for in a life vest. I know the life vest that I've had over the last few years has been a bulky affair that it's kind of like a fishing vest that's supposed to keep you afloat. And I put it on every time. And recently I went out with my buddy Rust on one of our rivers, and I said, Rust, I can hardly move with this thing on. I can't cast. I can't turn my head. This is terrible. But it was also, I found myself in a body of water where the current was sort of, I didn't know if there was whirlpools or anything, but I think it was critical. I'm thinking, I don't want this to be my last day by going into this water. I had boots on so that I could wade the shoreline. When I'm talking boots, I'm talking about ankle boots now, but that isn't something you could really swim in. And I think we take for granted that we're going to be fine. You know, if you fall in that water, it's one thing to swim with a pair of swimming trunks on and that's it. It's another thing to try to save your life when you have boots, and you know it's a shock to go in any event. But I think it's important we look at these life vests that are available, and they're not all the same. And the ones that you should really try to get are inflatable. If you go in, you pull a cord and that inflates with air, and it sort of keeps you afloat. That's critical. And I know a lot of the vests that are sold, they don't even have these, they don't even come with air inflators. And I think it's really important that you look for the type that's going to be the best for you. One of the, you know, you can go online and you can find how these life vests are rated. And the other thing, it can be wonderfully inflatable, but you need to have something that isn't going to inhibit your ability to fish. You know, if you can't cast or move your body freely, then the experience really becomes negative. So it's important that you try to find and spend the money for something that's going to work. It's critical. And a really neat life vest for fishermen. If you watch these pros, when they every time they stand up, they make sure they got that life vest on. They don't take up hardly any space, and they should be a part of everything that you do. So that's my report for this week. I think it's critical that we look closer at the type of life vest we're going to wear and make sure we wear it no matter where we're fishing, whether it's in one of our tributaries, in a little small pond, or out there in the big water. It's all the same. You can drown once you go in and submerge yourself. So until next week, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.